Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about traveling alone for the first time. Hopefully you guys saw my last post. It was a vlog on my spring break with my two friends. I wanted to post that because I wanted to show the positive of that trip and it was really fun, but it wasn't smooth or perfect all the time, which is fine. But I felt like I really learned how to travel on my own for the first time, and that it was very different from traveling with my family and having my parents with me, and I wanted to share that with you. And if you are planning a trip or traveling without your guardians or family, I hopefully will give you some good advice and help you. So first thing I really took to heart about this experience was organization. It might sound self-explanatory, and I thought I organized quite a bit prior to my trip, but it can't hurt to be too organized, and that really have a set plan with you when you're traveling, because you always can go off that plan if you decide, oh, I scheduled to go to this museum, but I really just want to go to the park right now. That's totally fine. But when you're tired, and you won't really be able to predict how tired you'll be until you get there and you've experienced the city or wherever you're traveling to, it's nice to be able to fall back on that plan that you've detailed out. So, when it's 5 o'clock and you've just done a ton of activities and you're just tired and want to just quickly eat and go home, it's nice to have that set schedule. And particularly I found organizing meal plans was really good, and that I had a certain time where, okay, this place will probably go to lunch. If that's too booked, they don't have reservations or the line's too long, then we can try this place, and just have a couple of backup plans. Same thing with dinner. It really helped, and it made the trip a lot smoother. In the beginning, Sam and I and my friend Nick didn't really do that, and it was a little challenging, but towards the end of our trip we started planning out certain restaurants we can go to and had backup plans, and that made the trip a whole lot better and less stressful. So that's the one key thing I talk about is organization, and you can't organize too much. Second is be mindful of who you're traveling with and the certain dynamics of your group, and that with my trip, it was me and my boyfriend Sam and then our friend Nick, and it was a little awkward having a couple and one person. We thought we'd be fine. Some of our friends told us that might be a little awkward, and we just kind of ignored it because we are all good friends. But you're there with those people for 24 hours, however long you're traveling, and it can get a little stressful and intense. So just keep in mind the dynamics of who you're traveling with. I'd say please, if you're going with a couple and other people, please have at least 2 other people with that couple. It can be a little stressful not one person with a couple. Same with the couple. It can be stressful having just one person with them. So I don't regret my trip. I thought it was awesome, and I think Sam, Nick, and I had a great time all together, but it definitely was a little intense sometimes. So keep that in mind, especially if you don't have your guardians or parents with you to kind of ease tension sometime. It can be a little challenging. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And lastly, I have to say is keep a checklist or write things down. It kind of goes with the organization bit I was talking about earlier, and that we were going to several Airbnbs, and so I wrote down the addresses and the numbers of the hosts and everything. I thought it was a little excessive, but it was nice having it in case we didn't have service or we got lost. I had it in hard copy, which was great, along with the itinerary, certain places, how long it would take. When planning our itinerary, I highly recommend the website Visit a City. One of my friends told me about it, and I highly recommend it. It really, if you need ideas of what to do when you go to a city or wherever you're traveling, it's a great kind of itinerary generator, and it gives you lots of different options. Are you a family? Are you more an intense traveler and you want to see tons of things, or you're more low-key? They give you lots of options, and I think that's a great way if you're not very, comfortable with organizing a trip yet. Go there, and really you can flush things out. They'll tell you how long things will take, and that's a great way to have a set itinerary, so that if you want to go off it, like I was saying before, that's great, but if you need to fall back on it because you're tired and you just don't want to have to think about what to do next, I highly recommend doing that. I did have that travel log on me the whole time, and if you feel like that would be helpful and interesting to see, I can totally do another video on my travel log. But anyway, that was kind of my general 2 cents for my trip. I highly recommend traveling without your parents or your guardians. It really does kind of allow you to grow up as a person and really get a sense of how you fit in the world around you and how you work with other people. So it was really good, and I don't regret the trip at all. It was really fun, and yeah, I think that's it for me and my ranting / advice. So anyway, I hope you thought this was helpful. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to write any of them in the comments below. Definitely subscribe and hit the like button, and I'll see you next week. Thanks, bye!